Okay, hopefully this works. I've been having some trouble getting there. We go. Live stream is starting. I've been having a little bit of trouble getting this thing to work, guys. Just make sure you guys are listening to the right thing. Live stream is starting. I've been having a little bit of trouble getting this thing to work, guys. Sounds good. Alright, so now that we are here, we can go ahead and start this live stream. We got a little bit and a lot to talk about at the same time, guys. So before we start, I want everybody who is currently watching this, which I think at the moment we're at 0 viewers, you know what I'm saying, but it's okay. So here's what we're gonna do. Everybody who is currently watching this at the moment or will eventually watch this later on the video, not the live stream, I want you guys to go down there and make sure to hit that like button. And after you hit that like button, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But today, we are going to be talking about obviously anime that we have watched throughout the week, as well as anime that you have watched in general, like at all. Just let me know. Plus, in the future, there's gonna be new anime, which is the reason why I want to actually have this stream right now, because this is a new season about to start in October. There's a lot of new anime coming out. I want to share with you guys my favorites, and I want to know what your favorites are as well. So, that being said, let me just adjust my screen real quick so that I can see you guys' comments if anybody is here or decides to show up. And boom. Okay. So, first anime that we're going to talk about is Fire Force. Now, here's the thing, guys. I'm not even going to put up a Fire Force little, like, thumbnail thing up there because it's ended. And I just want to let you guys know that it's ended because the last time we spoke, I kind of said, like, I don't even know if it's ended, but the way they kind of set everything up kind of made it seem like it was ending. And it kind of felt like it was ending. So, yeah, the reason why all that happened is because it was ending. You know what I mean? If it talks like a duck, walks like a duck, looks like a duck, smells like a duck, and some other stuff I don't really know the saying, well, then it probably is a duck. So that's basically what it was. So fire. That's all I gotta say on Fire Force. But we're gonna talk about. I don't even know where to start because Demon Slayer was really good. Doctor Stone ended. You know what? Let's go with Doctor Stone. Let's go with Doctor Stone. And when I say ended, I don't mean like the whole series is over. I'm talking about like this season is done. Um, and I have some notes here just to keep us on track. That way we don't divert to like random stuff like sometimes happens when I speak because I like to go on tangents. But yeah. Okay, so here's number one. They're really close to finishing that drug. And it was super crazy how fast they got to that point. Because he put up a whole map of like, this is what we gotta do, all this stuff over here. And then all of a sudden, boom, everything is done. We got one thing, now we got the other, now we got this, now we got this, now we got this, da 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 da. And I get it, like if it was them trying to find all this stuff, it'd be a super boring anime. But still, it was just super surprising how quickly everything was like, boom, we got it, we got it, we got it, we got it, we got it. Now all we need is X, Y, and Z. And guess what? They're getting X, Y, and Z from this place, which I don't even know why I'm like trying to be secretive because I don't have to. Basically, they need alcohol, and the villagers are gonna give them alcohol if they win the bout. But the only reason that they're making the drug is to save Ruri, which then turns out that the bout is in order also to save her. So if they win the bout, then they get the alcohol, but they also save her life by winning. But then they get the alcohol to save her life a second time. I don't know what it is with this girl, but somebody needs to help her, give her some milk, because I don't know why she keeps almost dying. Just saying. Regardless, though, they're almost done with the drug, and the bout is going to help them by giving them the alcohol in order to finish it. While they were over there going to the bout in order to fight, and I keep saying bout, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but when they went to go to that tournament of fighting for the village in order to see who's going to be the next chief, it was kind of weird, her interaction with our boy Senku, because it kind of seemed like she was from the past, right? Because she had knowledge of a last name, which he said the village shouldn't know what a last name is because they don't have that in their culture. But even more than that, she felt like she remembered him or that she knew him from somewhere. And it wasn't even like a, oh man, I think I know him. No, it was like, I know him. I need you to tell me your last name so I can make sure that you're the person that I'm thinking of. Now, I don't know how else she would have that in her mind of a last name, and on top of that, thinking that she knows him. If she wasn't from the past and she somehow got brought back. But then why does the chief call her his daughter? I'm sure that the chief, I'm sure that the chief wouldn't be there saying something like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's my daughter. If he didn't see her being birthed out of the mother, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't want to, I'm trying to say that without getting demonetized in the future, I guess. But yeah, I just wouldn't see it. I don't understand that little dynamic there. Kind of confused me a little bit because I don't see why in the storyline she would be from the past, but then at the same time, why would she know him, right? And then I'm thinking about it, and I came up with like a little bit of explanation. Um, Actually, it's not even an explanation for that because I'm still confused about that. But let's just talk about the fact if she is from the past, right? Can she even get better? Will this medicine that they give her make her feel better at all? Like, think about it. Unless she just currently got sick during the time that she's been brought back to life or whatever she was birthed, like if she just got the common cold or like a cough or something, can she be fixed? Like, if it's actually a disease that she was born with, they won't be able to fix her because if she's from the past, they would have fixed her. The people from the past would have fixed her. And I'm saying fixed, but they would have healed her. You know what I mean? They would have cured her of whatever she has. So if they are currently now going to give her some medicine, it's like, is she really going to get healed? I mean, if they couldn't do it in the past, if she is from the past, they can't do it with some basic antibiotic that he's creating, right? Um, let's keep going though. Let me see. The ground bout started. The worst happened. Yeah, the ground bout started, and then basically the worst happened. So they were hoping that they would be able to rig it a little bit, get the guy tired in order for him to fight. Blah blah. And then it turns out that their best player is going against their best player, or when I say their best player, I'm talking about the village's like strongest person, Magnum or Magnu or something like that. Um, and then that guy just got bombarded. Like they put some glasses on what the heck, Ginru. They put some glasses on him, and the guy just bombarded him and beat him quickly. And I was getting really frustrated, to be honest with you, with the fact that he had like he was either nearsighted or farsighted. I'm assuming nearsighted because the glasses worked on him the same way they worked on the little melon girl. But even with that, I was a little frustrated at the fact that it just took so long for them to realize that this guy couldn't see. And I mean, I guess it's for plot purposes, but I was a little annoyed. Like, yo, what's going on, dude? This guy clearly has a problem with his eyes. Help him out so he can fight. And they did it in bam, 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 bam. Now, I think the reason they did it in the fight, though, is because they don't want to end it that quick. And unfortunately, I think that he's going to get disqualified. That's my prediction. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen next week. My prediction is they're going to look at it as like they don't understand what science is. They don't understand what that helmet did. And they're going to sit there and say, this guy is cheating. And it's funny because I completely forgot to switch this over for you guys to be able to see what's going on. But Dr. Stone, that's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're talking about right now. But yeah, it's kind of over by now. But yeah, I feel like they're going to disqualify that kid. I feel like they're going to disqualify him because they don't know what the helmet does. And they're just going to call it cheating. They're going to say, oh, he's strong all of a sudden. He's cheating. Disqualification. And then, bam, 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 other stuff is going to happen. I think that they're going to end up disqualifying him, and then the person who's going to win is the other scientist guy, which I'm not really good with names, but I think the other scientist guy is the person who is going to win. Alright, so that is that for Dr. Stone. I don't know which order I want to go in, just because I know which one I want to talk about last. You know what? Let's talk about Black Clover. Now here's the thing, guys. Black Clover's episode wasn't too crazy. It wasn't like really, really good or nothing like that. But it wasn't bad. It was just a setup episode. They were just setting it up for basically the next episode. I think they were just trying to buy some time in order to like animate a really good fight, give themselves some time to just make sure that they do the animation and the story for the next few episodes the right way. And I'm all down for that, 100% down for that. And the reason I say that is because I feel like what's about to happen next is going to be really, really good and really, really important for the series. So, here's how I feel. I think that in the next episode, because, alright, let's talk about, backtrack. Let's talk about the current episode at the moment. What happened in the current episode? All they did was have like a bunch of flashbacks and just talk about their journey from the beginning to the end to where they're at now, basically. Super nice, la la la, goody goody two shoes, flowers everywhere. Everybody was really happy. Yeah, blah 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 blah. At the end, though, they did some cool stuff, and I think that they really set it up well for the next little bit. So, but I want to talk about two things. One, at the end, they went and they showed him grab his new sword. The ability for his new sword, I don't know what it could be. Okay, now thinking about the ability of the other two swords, like right, one is really big and cancels out the mana. Basically, no magic works on it. Whatever. Second one, he doesn't know how to use it yet, which is important for the next one. But he doesn't know how to use it yet, but it can absorb the magical energy and then like shoot it back. The next one, this one right here, is what I was confused about, because I always thought that the first one, the power is defense, right? It's like the ultimate defense against magical powers. Like it just doesn't work on it at all. So what is this one? Because the other one is offense, right? That's what you would think. It takes back and then shoots it back at you. Offense. So it's like offense and defense. That's where I say, okay, this one is offense and defense because it can absorb magical energy or mana and then shoot it back at you. You can't even shoot any magic at it because it's just gonna absorb it. And at the same time, it's offense. So then what's this one? And the only thing that I could think of, to be honest with you, and what I think it's gonna be defense, because when they were fighting, it seemed like he was using it mostly as defense. When they were fighting Light. And then on top of that, I have a little bit more to add to that. I think it's the ultimate defense in terms of regeneration. Okay, I feel like he's going to be able to use it to regenerate or to heal, right? I think that's going to be the ability, is healing. And he's going to be able to use it as defense because almost like if you're immortal, you're getting attacked a lot, blah, blah, blah. You lose an arm, you use that, boom, you get back to normal. And I think the reason I say it's going to be healing is because I feel like he's going to use it to heal the father. Which, by the way, really sad moment where he almost died, or he is dying. But at the same time, I know he's going to heal him. They're going to showcase the sword's ability in the next episode, and they're going to use it to heal the father. And by father, I don't mean his father, but they're going to use it to heal the father, the pastor. And then that's when we're going to find out that that's the ability the sword is healing. That's my opinion. If you have anything other to say about that, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think? What is the ability to that sword? I personally think it's going to be a defense-oriented ability, and it's going to have something to do with healing. So let's continue from there. We're going to talk about... Actually, that's really all I had to say about Black Clover. I'm really excited for this anime, by the way, because Black Clover... At first, I was really not feeling it, man. Like, I watched, like, the first 20 episodes, and I was like, man, it's really way too fast-paced for me. Like, if you remember Naruto, first, like, 5-6 episodes were just literally introduction. And it helped so much for the anime, because then when you got to the actual first big fight, boom, you were like, oh my god, you felt bad for Naruto, you felt bad for Sasuke, you felt bad for Kakashi, Sakura, all of them. You was like, oh my god, are they gonna die? What the heck is going on? I'm talking about when they fought Zabuza and Haku, which is literally in like the first 14 episodes. But even that fight with Zabuza and Haku, like the first one was pretty quick, second one was pretty quick, but then the third one, the final one, the real important one, that lasted a long time. That was a long fight. I think it was like an episode or two. These fights in Black Clover are like 5 minutes long. And at first, when I was watching it, I kept saying to myself, like, there's no way an anime that has 5 minute long fights is gonna be good. It just can't, because you don't get that emotion in that fight when, you know what I mean? Or how you even add suspense to something if the fight is 5 minutes long? And this last fight that they were in changed my mind a little bit. I'm gonna say a little bit, not a lot, because the suspense wasn't really there. But they left. I think it was like episode 109, 110, where they used like the last 5 minutes for the fight, and then they ended it in a cliffhanger. And then 111, the last one, they brought it back with that cliffhanger. But even with that though, it was like when the fight started again, it was like a 30-second thing. Like, it was like boom, 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 over. Oh damn, the last move, final move, it's over. He left. Okay, fight's done. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't understand how something like that could be good, but it was good, and I enjoyed it. And that's why I'm really enjoying Black Clover now, because it took a little bit to get to this point, but it's okay. It's a good anime. I wouldn't call it the next Naruto, but we will talk about that a little later. We're gonna talk about that. So right now we're gonna continue on, and we're gonna talk about, yes, that is correct, we're gonna talk about One Piece. One Piece has this thing that it does, man. It does this thing where, like, the majority of the episode is useless, right? And I'm starting to realize that now. Because what I did before was, and I think I might do it again, so this might be the last time that you see me talk about One Piece on this podcast. And the reason why I say that is One Piece loves to slow down the episodes. The episodes are 24 minutes long. 5 minutes are like intro, and then just telling us what happened the episode before that. And they don't even stop at what happened the episode before that. It's like a minute and a half of like everything that ever happened in One Piece. Like, they'll be like, there once was a boy named Luffy, and he fell in love, blah blah blah. Like, it's just a bunch of BS. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, when are we gonna get to the episode that I want to watch? Like, when are we gonna start talking about or watching the important stuff? So what I did before was I would watch One Piece, but what I would do is I would stop watching it for like 3 months, let like 16 episodes go by, and then binge watch it. Because what happens, it's not the same. Yeah, it's a bunch of BS in the middle of the episodes, but you don't have to wait a week for a cliffhanger that wasn't even really that important. Like, for example, this one right here, this cliffhanger wasn't that crazy. Like, yeah, Luffy fought, beat the guy came out. You would think the guy came out, we're gonna see a little bit of a fight in this episode. This 20 minutes, the guy's gonna come, right? No, we start talking about some lady who looks like a horse, smiles like a horse. Apparently she can see 300 and, like, come on, bro, you're from the Hyuga clan now? Like, what's going on? But it's like, I just don't get it, bro. Why do they do that? Alright, whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and bash One Piece all the time, but that little portion of it does get me a little bit of it just get me irritated, because it's such a good anime, such a good manga, but they just do things like that. Like, One Piece is good to binge watch, is what I'm trying to say. Like, because you don't have to worry about all this extra BS that they do. But whatever. Let's talk about the important stuff that happened, okay? And really, the only important stuff that happened was they said a name, and it seemed like they were foreshadowing something. And the name was, let me see if I could read this right, Shitenmaru the Thief. Now, his name is Shitenmaru the Thief. So this guy's either dead or alive, obviously, right? Go ahead, Miss, Captain Obvious or whatever. But the reason that I say that, why I say it's important, is because he's either alive and doing what he's doing, or he was a hero there and they killed him for it, which has two different dynamics in the storyline. If he's alive, he's gonna help out the Straw Hats win, right? If he's dead, most likely Luffy's gonna find out about him, get really mad, and then go out and try and fight even more. Like, he's gonna be more furious about whatever happening there. I wouldn't wish death on anybody, but I would like the dynamic if he was dead more, right? You get a sad story, it gives you more feel. You can get more in touch with the land and what's going on there. Even though they did a really good job this episode of like just showing what can happen. There was like a little scene where they were just showing all the poor people and stuff like that, and basically the horse lady did some good because she had all the good food. Meanwhile, they're just like going back and forth between they have a lot of good food and then these people are dying because they're drinking polluted river water. And I find it kind of funny how they do this right here, and at the same time we're going through basically the same thing in the real world right now. It's like global warming. Nobody thinks it's true, and if you don't think it's true, then you're kind of whatever. Whatever is not political podcast, but yeah, it's kind of similar, and I think that's where Oda is getting his basically his inspiration for this little part of it. But yeah, they said Shinten Maru the thief, and I'm thinking he's like their version of Robin Hood. So he's probably stealing the food and all that stuff from the rich, or in this case, Kaido's pirates. Which at this point I don't even know how Luffy's gonna fight Kaido, but that's a different thing. That's a totally different thing. I just don't think he's strong enough to fight Kaido. I don't even think he's really strong enough to fight one of Kaido's commanders. But I'm just saying, because he kind of got bopped the last season that we had, or the last arc that we watched. Kind of got bopped, and the only reason he won was because the guy kind of hurt himself. I'm just saying, you're a Luffy fan. I'm sorry, okay? But yeah, Shiten Maru the Thief. That's a name that you guys want to remember. That's really all I have to say about One Piece, because really nothing happened this episode. They kind of just stared at each other for like 20 minutes, to be honest with you. Alright, so we are going to talk about the final anime that I watched this week. Now, I still have to watch, I still have to finish Vinland Saga and The Promised Neverland. I have been watching it, but I don't really want to talk about it like that because I've only watched like 2 episodes of each, and you guys have definitely already watched it, so no point in me talking about it. I kind of want to do like a let me watch the whole series type of thing, sit down and talk to you guys about the entire series and my view on the entire series. So, Demon Slayer. I think out of all the anime that I've watched this year, I think Demon Slayer did the best in terms of like episode quality, movement and plot, and even setup, to be honest with you. I always get this name wrong, so I wrote it down just to make sure. Kibutsuji, right? Basically the head honcho of the demons. He can shapeshift, and that kind of threw me for a loop. He kind of just switched himself to a girl, and I'm like, bro, you had a whole family with a daughter, and now you're a female, and I'm assuming that he's trying to hide. What if that's like what he is? What if he's actually a female, and then he shapeshifts into a male when he goes into the regular world? That would be really weird. But still, he shows us his power, and he does something that kind of threw me off a little bit, but I kind of understand because of the fact that one of the 12, what do they call them? Whatever. One of the 12 like mega demons. I'm gonna call them mega demons. One of the 12 mega demons was defeated, or almost defeated so easily. I was there like, wait a minute, aren't these guys supposed to be super strong? If they're like the top 12 demons, why did this guy almost get defeated? Right? By a kid on top of that. Somebody who has yet to even go through like a training time skip, which they just did for him right now. He just got his new ability. Being able to control, what do they call it? Total breath concentration, or breath concentration total, or something. Constant. That's what it is, constant. He just got that ability. He beat you before that, right? Of course, he had that whole like fire dance thing that nobody really understands. But still, though, like you shouldn't have. If you're one of the top 12, you shouldn't have been beat like that, or almost beat like that, scared like that. You shouldn't have been drawn into a corner the way he was. So he kind of did something that made a little bit of sense to me, which he disbanded the lower 12, so like, or the lower 5 or something like that. He kept like the top demons, and he basically killed the rest, except for one. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. I think the reason he did that is kind of obvious, right? You basically, in the manga, you had to show like yeah, this was one of the top 12, but there's levels to it, right? It's not just 12, 11, blah, blah, and the higher you go, the better. No, he's basically saying, like, the lower half, you guys don't do anything. You guys are bad. If he had left it at, 12, 11, the 12 is the worst, 11 is is stronger a little bit, 10 is stronger by a little bit, blah, blah, kind of like the tennis Spada type thing, it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been as impactful in terms of explaining the power difference and what happened. Because he basically said, you guys are useless. The lower half of this, of my 12 strongest, are useless. Now you can basically assume that the upper half are insane. And then the setup that I'm talking about that happened is very simple. The setup that what happened is very simple, right? So he was killing these people, or not people, these demons, the lower half, and one of them basically said, I love torturing people. I love making people suffer. And he was like, perfect, that's what I love to hear. I'm gonna give you a second chance. Everybody else was like begging for their life. This guy was like, nah, kill me. I love it. I was there like, whoa, bro, you calm down a little bit right there. Calm down. But it paid off for him. He got a little bit of the blood from Kibutsuji, and he turned into a super strong person, apparently. He said, listen, you need to bring me the head of a Hashira, and I don't know what they're called, but basically, the guy who wears the earrings, kill him, and you're good. Basically, I'll give you more blood, and you'll become even more strong. And now, they're all on a train, which is amazing setup, correct? Why? Because they're gonna be doing a movie. Demon Slayer has confirmed a movie. I forgot the name of the movie. It has something to do with a train, obviously, because they're on a train. But they're all on a train, as well as a Hashira, and the demon that was just given the blood. How convenient, right? How convenient. Personally, I still am very excited for this movie. I'm super excited for the fact that, the movie's gonna I like this anime a lot, okay? By the way, this was also the final episode. I don't know if I mentioned that. For this season. But I really like this anime. I wouldn't call it the next Naruto or anything like that, but I would call it like the next Magi almost. Like, I put it up there on the level of Magi. And Magi is one of my favorite animes of all time. So I feel like this anime gives me the same feeling where, like, I don't mind that it's like one season here, another season here, because it's good quality. And if they do that, that means the second season will have just as good quality as the first season did, right? Or else they'll end up like One Piece and they'll be dragging out one episode for 15 hours, and it's just like you're just sitting there watching some guy take 15 steps from one door to the other while talking to himself and looking around. Like, I've never, like, bro, this episode of One Piece, Luffy literally stared at each other. Luffy and the boss. Luffy kept calling him. Why was Luffy calling him? I forgot what Luffy was calling this guy. Luffy kept calling him something weird, and it made me forget his actual name. Hold'em. His name was Hold'em. That's what his name was. Him and Luffy stared at each other for like at least a minute. Like, that was a minute of the episode. And then they would pan. This is alright. I'm Luffy, right? This is what the episode was. I'm Luffy. And then Hold'em comes in. And then Luffy comes in. And then Hold'em comes in. And then Luffy comes in. And then boom, episode's over. And I'm just there like, okay. I thought I was talking about, I forgot. I'm sorry. I was talking about Demon Slayer. Forget One Piece. I'm super excited for the movie. It shows that the anime is doing good, right? Because they're giving it a movie. And hopefully that means that it's kind of like holding us over. You know what I mean? Like, the second season will come. Here's a movie to hold you over for a little bit. So I'm super excited for that. This anime is really good. I hope you guys are watching it. But more importantly than all of that, we have a love interest in this anime. And that's super important in anime because it makes you feel something inside right here. Right here. If you don't feel nothing in there, I'm sorry. But I feel something in here when there's a love interest in here. And Kana was definitely a really good love interest here. I think it's funny, though, how the main character never understands that, hey, bro, you got a girl that likes you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure everybody who's watching these animes gets frustrated with it. Like Naruto pissed me off all the time because I'm like, bro, Sakura is such a you have you have Hinata right next to you, bro. What are you doing? Especially after the time skip and Hinata came out, like, boom, if you know what I'm talking about. And I'm there like, yo, why are you still obsessed over Sakura? Look at her right there, bro. She, you know what I'm saying? Damn. But whatever. And I think it's basically gonna be a little bit of the same thing here. Like this guy's super obsessed with like his sister and like making sure that she's good or whatever. I'm not saying it in a love interest kind of way, but he's not gonna pay attention to his love interest because of his mission and his promise to his sister. Which, I mean, it's not really that important. But I just like love interest in anime because I feel like it always adds that little bit of zest to the anime. If you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so that's really all I have to say about Demon Slayer. And now comes, I think, a good part of the stream here, guys. It's gonna be us just sitting here talking a little bit about anime in the future. Now I have a list here of the anime that I'm personally looking forward to. All right, and the first one is starting in October 12th, so I think that's 3 days from now, right? So today's Sunday. On Tuesday, it's coming out the first episode, which is Ahiru no Sora. It's a basketball anime, and I know what you're saying. Basketball? Why are you watching a basketball anime? What? What? Basketball sports? What? Just watch the basketball season. It's gonna start soon. You know something? I probably am gonna watch the anime more than I watch the actual basketball season. So there's that. Okay, there's that. But here's the thing. Ahiru no Sona, no Sora. I've never read the manga, and I won't because it's sports, and I don't really personally enjoy sports manga. I love sports anime. Kuroko no Basket is the reason I'm watching this anime. Kuroko no Basket is an amazing basketball anime. So I'm hoping that this maybe won't live up to the hype, but can give me that same feeling that Kuroko no Basket used to give me. So, Ahiru no Sora. Look out for it. We're going to be talking about it on this. So, if you guys want to follow these podcasts, do watch it because I'm going to talk about it. So, you know what I mean? We can have conversation here about it. Next one, Sword Art Online. I've watched all of Sword Art Online. The fact that they're coming out with another one is really good. I personally really like Sword Art Online, which is funny because in the beginning, I was one of those people that was like, Sword Art Online? What are you talking about? I'm never gonna watch that. That's so bad. Oh my god, that's for what did people used to call like really like obsessed with anime kind of people? Weeaboos, something like that. I don't even know if that's what the word is, to be honest. That might be some other weird thing. I might have just sworn Japanese. I don't know. But there was a word that we used to I used to be like, nah, I'm not a that, I'm not a that. And to be honest with you, I want to apologize right now to the Sword Art Online franchise for saying that because it's actually really, really good. And if you guys get into it, do not watch this one. Watch all the past ones, and then when you catch up, watch this one. That's how you should always watch anime. Always. But yeah, I'm super excited for that one. Of course, Seven Deadly Sins is coming back, and they're calling it the Wrath of God, and they just fought the Ten Commandments. So I'm assuming that God is gonna come down from the heavens and attack the seven deadly sins. Nah, I'm joking. I'm no idea what that means. I don't read the manga, so I have no idea what's gonna happen. I know that they just beat the Ten Commandments, so the Wrath of God kind of makes sense. You know, sequential. They just beat the Ten Commandments. God would be next, unless they're fighting like God's angels or something. Which in the last anime, they actually brought back an angel, and the angel got bombarded. Like she thought she was really strong and then got one-shotted. I'm just saying. So I don't think they would be fighting angels unless that was like one of the weaker angels or something. But either way, Seven Deadly Sins, super excited for that. Seven Deadly Sins has always been one of my favorite animes. The last 2-3 seasons, I think it's 2 seasons, and then Netflix lies and said it's 3 because they had that like little 4-episode series or whatever that kind of was useless. But it's always been really good. Manga, supposedly, somebody told me the manga wasn't good, or that the manga ended badly. I'm hoping that guy's bugging and it stays good, or that at least the anime does its thing, and like the animators are like, you know what, let's just give it our own little spice, make it pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes animators do that. They'll add their own little things to the anime to make it good. So hopefully they do something like that. If it is bad, they save it that way. But these next two animes are the ones that I'm the most excited for, and I know one of them is you're gonna sit there and be like, wait, what? Really? If you thought that Haikyuu no Sora was one weird one for me to like, man, Food Wars is one that I'm ecstatic about. I'm so excited for the fact that Food Wars is coming back. I've been waiting for this season forever, man. They left the last one on a cliffhanger that. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm not even going to talk about it just because I want you guys listen. Because I know a lot of you guys aren't watching Food Wars. And if you're not, you're bugging out and you need to. I think there's only two. I think it's 2 seasons. And they're like 12 episodes long. So go and watch those seasons before you watch this one. And trust me, you're going to thank me. I'm going to be talking about Food Wars. I'm going to be talking a lot about Food Wars, actually, in this podcast. So you guys better get ready and be caught up and watching it with me, okay? And then the last and final anime that I'm going to be following, well, I'm going to be following Black Clover and One Piece. But the new anime that I'm going to be following is going to be, drum roll please, My Hero Academia. Yes, My Hero Academia. One of the best animes out right now. And this is the anime that I would say is going to be the next Naruto. The only thing is I hope they stop doing this whole like season 2, season 3, season 4 thing. Just do like Black Clover. Go ahead, bro. Just go. Just go. Just drop the episode. Stop this whole season stuff. Just every week drop an episode. That's what I want. That's what I want from My Hero Academia. I'm going to be super excited when the anime comes out because let me tell you something. My Hero Academia is one of those animes that gave me a feeling, bro. You know when you watch a fight and you just like, the fight gets you so excited, so hyped up that you just have enough energy to like punch through a wall or something? Like, that's what My Hero Academia did for me the last season. There was a certain fight that happened and that's what it did for me. And on top of that, they left off on a crazy cliffhanger. And again, I'm not going to talk about it just because I know that some of you guys are listening to this now for the first time and you're like, oh, let me go back and watch My Hero Academia. And I don't want to spoil any of you guys. But just so you know, next time we talk about My Hero Academia, I'm going to be talking about the episode. So make sure that you guys did catch up. Or if you don't, just skip over that or mute the stream. You know, right up there there is basically a little thumbnail that just explains about what we're going to be talking about. So hopefully that helps people. If you don't want me to talk about My Hero Academia, just mute the stream, and then when you see the picture go away, you can come back. But yeah, My Hero Academia, definitely the anime that I'm going to be looking forward to the most. Now here's the thing, guys. This is basically the end of the stream because I'm still very, very small and not that many people watch this stream or comment. So yeah, but it's okay. We'll get there. And when you guys do start commenting, that's when these streams are going to be a little longer. You know what I mean? I'm going to do a little bit more to the streams as well because I watched the last stream back and there were moments where like I kept skipping. Like it looked like the connection was bad. And it's because I'm on Wi-Fi right now. So my Wi-Fi is really good, but I know if I had a wired connection, it would be better. It would be less skips and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to work on for next time, for the next stream for next week. I'm going to get a wired connection for my laptop so we can stream without all these little skips. You know what I mean? That's what I'm working on for the future, as well as when we actually have a live stream where people are commenting a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and pretend like you guys are not commenting. We're going to talk to each other about anime. It'll turn more into like a discussion based live stream than like me just talking about whatever happened. You know what I mean? Or I will be talking about whatever happened, but you know, when I say stuff like One Piece is super slow paced, I'm sure there's going to be like 5 or 6 people in the chat calling me a dumbass and blah blah blah, which perfectly fine, 100%. But when that does happen, we can have an actual conversation on these streams, which I think is going to be a lot more fun than just me talking for 45 to an hour, about anime. But either way, I hope that whoever watches this video, you know what I mean, back remembers Sunday I will stream. Today it was a little early. Last week it was a little later than right now. Overall, though, it will be on a Sunday, and I do in fact let everybody know. I do in fact let everybody know when I have the stream on my Instagram. So down below, I'll have all my social media links. Follow my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. I usually announce it there, like, hey, I'm about to stream a little early, or this week we're gonna stream at this time. It changes a little bit the time just because sometimes I don't have time in the morning, sometimes I don't have time in the afternoon, but I will always find a way to get this stream up. So guys, that's going to be the end of this stream today. So make sure to hit that like button. And if you've made it this far, you definitely deserve to hit that like button. Hit that like button for you. Not for me, for you. Because you deserve a round of applause. Because trust me, I talk a lot. I talk a lot, and I know it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more from my friend here, Otto. But alright guys, that is enough from me. If I keep, blabbering, I will literally talk forever. Trust me, forever. Especially about anime because I love it. But I'm going to end the stream here before I start another tangent. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.